Welcome to the Old Miner's Meanderings, a podcast about cooking, outdoor cooking. We'll talk about various forms of grilling, barbecue, smoking, and give some tips on fine indoor cooking as well. You can find the text version of most of these podcasts at MinersMix.wordpress.com. These casts are brought to you by the fine folks at MinersMix, makers of fine gourmet barbecue rubs and seasonings. If it didn't exist in 1850, it ain't in there. Feel free to visit us at MinersMix.com or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Tumblr. You can find this podcast on MinersMix YouTube channel at anchor.fm/MinersMix or on many other podcast outlets. You can find our products on Amazon or on our website. Now gather around to hear. Hot? What do you mean hot? When we first embarked on the MinersMix adventure, we had a stable of rubs and spice blends of which we were very proud. We set about the genial task of marketing to a hungry public, and we enjoyed a measure of steady success. However, everywhere we went, we met with that curious brand of person, the pepperhead. And each time these unusual folks would pose the same query: "Don't you have any hot rubs?" Now, at the time, we were sanguine in our offerings, since we offered even then our Holy Chipotle. Holy Chipotle is a spicy rub made from actual smoked jalapeno, imparting the relatively hot, fruity taste and smokiness of true Chipotle. For most mainstream palates, this rub's plenty hot and delivers a satisfying spice. For the pepperhead, however, this rub apparently did not qualify as hot. We were puzzled, and so we turned inward to a couple of true pepperheads in our own MinersMix family. Why, we asked, do some people taste Holy Chipotle and with their eyes and nose running cry for water, and some simply smile and say, "Yeah, that's nice. Don't you have a hot rub?" Well, that's when we were introduced to the world of the pepperhead. These folks, we learned, have unique palates. Hot, it seems, is a highly individual experience. Faced with this new insight, we did what we always do to solve a MinersMix conundrum. We called a MinersMix family meeting, and we developed a simple strategy. The old miner developed a base rub, flavorful and multifaceted, delicious all by itself. Then he opened a case of wine and gave the pepperheads and the rest of the family a simple challenge. Drink lots of wine, and using this base rub, develop a rub that you folks would consider reasonably hot. That is, something you, the pepperheads, would consider very hot, but would still use on food. And don't use any artificial ingredients. No enhancers, no capsaicin oil or powder, real peppers and spices only. And don't lose the flavor of that delicious base rub. You may, he said, add flavor, but you may not detract flavor. It's way too easy to just make something hot. Witness the glut of stupidly hot products on the market. None of them have any flavor, they're just designed to be hot. This hot rub had to adhere to the MinersMix standard of real, eye-rolling, OMG, that's fantastic, way above expectation flavor. Any other simple chores you'd like us to knock out for you? Well, we began. After much experimentation, several failures, and a lot of wine, MinersMix Hot Habanero Rub was born. It's a fruity, flavorful, full-bodied southwestern hot flavor that's sure to make a true pepperhead smile. It definitely is not for everyone. This rub is truly hot, and it is exquisite. The heat's fairly intense, and it's right up front and in your face. But the true flavor of the base rub and the fruit of the various peppers are prominent on the tongue. And it contains nothing artificial. No heat boosters, save the peppers themselves. The MinersMix family was busy shaking hands all around, toasting success, maybe a little bit sloppily at this point, with good wine. Everyone was smiling, especially the old miner. He said, "Good job, gang. Now, do it again. Only this time, take it to the limit of what's still MinersMix good but as hot as you can go and stay on this planet. And make it different, materially different from habanero. Well, one more round for the crew, and in we jumped. We pushed the envelope, once or twice a bit too far, thanks to the wine. In the end, we created an even hotter rub with a distinct Asian surround and just a hint of sweetness on the fire. Once again, the base rub is discernible with the fruit flavors of a host of peppers, including some of the hottest peppers on the planet. This delicious rub is designed to be used in small quantities, perhaps in concert with other MinersMix rubs. Its fiery flavor is absent at first taste, but then you'll feel it creeping across your tongue from the back of your mouth with an intense heat that'll cover your palate, always remaining true to the flavors of the base rub and the pepper fruit tastes. As always, for MinersMix, it's all natural, with no enhancers or additives. Once again, celebration ensued. This rub was hot, but man, it was good. The old miner called this one fire in the hole, with good reason. Most of the rest of the evening's foggy for most of us, but we rose the next afternoon, with a horrible question. Sure, it was great last night. Well, it wasn't great last night. But was it all a wine-soaked illusion, or had we actually succeeded? Once again we tasted, and once again we celebrated, quietly and with coffee. We had indeed done it. We're pretty proud of the whole MinersMix line, but nowadays when someone says, "But don't you have a hot rub?" we smile and break out habanero and fire in the hole. We've yet to meet someone who asks for something hotter. Thanks for joining us today.